Good morning everyone. Today I am discussing some more topics. These all topics are new for class 8, but we need to revise in class 9 also. It's already taught in class 9, but it will be beneficial for class 9 also and class 8 also. So the first topic of class 8 and 9 is OOP. The full form of OOP is Object Oriented Programming Language. Basically, this OOP containing a small l, and this L means language. The full form of OOP is Object Oriented Programming Language. The definition of OOP is, this is actually programming is a little bit tough. So OOP just connecting the programming language with our daily life analysis to make it easier. Like two types of teachers are there in class. Some teachers coming in to the class and they are just opening the book and they are reading the book and they are finishing the chapter. As our teachers, they are giving some examples of here and there, which really makes it little different. And obviously, the second type of teacher you like very much, because they are connecting our studies to our daily life analysis. That is called as OOP. OOP is connecting the programming language with our daily life analysis. So for that, the programming language will be easier for us. The second thing, benefits of OOP. There are two benefits of OOP. First, the definition of OOP only, that OOP is one of the fundamental which connects the programming language with our daily life analysis to make it easier. The same definition of OOP. And second benefit is what? That OOP means we can reuse the things. When sometimes in our home also, in our house also, when father has having one pen and father is not using and the child can use the pen, because we can reuse the things. So for that that pen we can use for the future. That is the second benefit of OOP. First is what? It is based on real life analysis. Second is reuse. We can reuse the codes again and again. So no need to write. Generally, if you make a software of a bank, the software will be very big. Again, if you get an order to make a software of a different bank, and there is no need to write the codes again and again. Just copy the codes and paste it. Very simple way we can make the software, and that is reuse. That is one of the benefits of OOP. Next topic is element. Elements, some important things are there in OOP. That is, first one is object. Object means anything which consists of state, behavior and identity. State, behavior and identity. For example, if I will say that is this chalk box. If I take example of this chalk box, then the state is what? Solid. And the behavior, we are using this chalk, right? And the identity is what? Here written here. Ideal stationary solutions, whatever. That's why this chalk box is called as an object. Next one is class. Class is a group of object is called as class. For example, if I will say the example that animal is the class, then there are different animals are there. Cat, dog, elephant. And if I will say that cat, dog and elephant is object, then collection of all together objects is called as a class. Then animal is one of the class. That's why class is also called as factory of objects. Class is also called as factory of objects. The next is encapsulation. The next topic is encapsulation. Encapsulation means hiding data for the future use. Hiding data for the future use. For data for future use is single unit. Any definitions given in the book also, but I am giving a simple definition that hiding data for future use is called as encapsulation. Sometimes, for example, if I will see the switchboard, so that's that once. If you see the switchboard, this switchboard containing switches only, but the internal wires are hidden. Internal wires are hidden because that is there is no use. We are hiding data, and internal wires we can use in future. That is one of the example of encapsulation. We are hiding data, and for the future use, if something will happen with the switchboard, with the electricity problem will come, then the matter that electrician will come and they will open that switchboard and they will repair it. That's why encapsulation means what? Hiding data for the future use. Next one is data abstraction. Data abstraction means what? Highlighting data. Highlighting data without knowing the background details. Highlighting data without knowing the background details. That is called as data abstraction. A simple example I will take. Your school ID card. School ID card, it is mentioned that what is your name, your father's name, school name, address, your blood group, but this is not mentioned that you are married or unmarried. This is not mentioned that what is the salary or what is the pocket money you are getting from your parents, because this is not required only important things are highlighted. So that is called as data abstraction. And the last one is inheritance. This is one of the biological topic. Inherit property. For example, I am explaining you by taking one small example. Think there are two classes. Class A and your class B. If class B able to use the properties of class A, if class B able to use the properties of class A, then class B is called as subclass, and class A is called as superclass. If class B able to use the properties of class A, then class B is called as subclass, and class A is called as superclass. And this board fundamental is called as inheritance. I went to the board exam correction, I think 5 years back. That time this question came in board exam also. Define inheritance, 2 marks. Answer written by one child. That is the relationship in between a parent and a child is called as inheritance. Correct answer. Here also we are showing the same thing. Class B, if I will take class A as a parent class and class B as a child class, then class B is using the properties of class A. That is called as, this whole fundamental is called as inheritance. So thank you everyone. So these are all the topics today we discussed, and these all topics will come in your first terminal exam of class 8 as well as in class 9. So thank you very much.